Nathan Williams sat slouched in his worn leather recliner, staring blankly at the beer bottle dangling between his fingers. He was 25, but tonight felt heavier than the number. His birthday had ended early, his friends had already trickled out, mumbling about early meetings and tired eyes, leaving behind half-eaten pizza, empty cans, and silence. His mom, Sarah, padded in from the kitchen with a trash bag, her smile soft but strained. "Good turnout," she said, trying to sound cheerful. Nathan offered a dry chuckle. "Nothing like 5 people and a 2-topping deal to remind me how exciting my life is." Sarah rolled her eyes in the way only mothers could, equal parts affection and disappointment. "You know, if you got out more," a sound interrupted, or a low, vibrating hum, too deep for a plane, too strange for a car. Nathan frowned and stood. The backyard began to glow in pale blue light, shadows dancing across the walls. The hum grew louder, resonating in his chest. He moved to the sliding glass door and pulled it open. Above the lawn, a sleek silver craft descended like a falling star, slowed to a whisper. It hovered for a moment, then landed without stirring a single leaf. Sarah stepped beside him, gripping his arm. Her face had gone pale. "Mom, what the hell is that?" he asked. She didn't answer. She was staring at the ship like she'd seen it before. A portion of the hull shimmered and folded open, revealing a ramp bathed in white light. And then, someone stepped out. Nathan's breath caught. She was humanoid, tall, elegant, her skin a radiant lavender that seemed to glow from within. Long silver hair cascaded down her back, and her eyes, huge, luminous, and intelligent, locked onto his with a force that made him forget how to breathe. Her uniform shimmered with alien material, hugging every perfect curve like it had been grown around her. She walked with the confidence of royalty and the familiarity of an old friend. Trina. The name fell from Nathan's lips before he even thought it. The alien woman smiled. "Yes, Nathan," she said in a voice that melted something inside him. "You've grown." He staggered back a step, brain racing. Memories flash. Childhood. Summers when Mom's friend came to visit. Trina, the mysterious woman who brought strange gifts, told stories about stars, and smelled like cinnamon and dreams. He'd loved her in the innocent, awkward way a kid loves a superhero. "You used to babysit me?" he muttered. Trina nodded. "And you used to promise to marry me when you were older." "That was kid stuff," he said quickly, his heart pounding. "I also wanted to marry my second-grade teacher." "I took it seriously," Trina said, "because on my world, such promises matter, especially when made to diplomatic envoys under Earth hosting agreements." Sarah stepped forward, her voice strained. "Trina, this is a misunderstanding. He was just a child." "Not anymore," Trina said gently, but firmly. "And according to the Ziperian Accord, I have returned at the moment of his declared maturity to begin the formal courtship protocols." Nathan's jaw dropped. "The what now?" Trina stepped closer, her presence overwhelming. "This is not a forced union, Nathan. You have the right to refuse. But I must warn you, breaking the agreement could result in diplomatic complications." "Diplomatic?" Sarah gasped. "Trina, we never meant—" "I know," Trina said softly, "but the agreement was filed, and I waited." Nathan felt dizzy. His mom had apparently become a cultural liaison. A childhood crush had become an intergalactic engagement, and now a goddess-like alien was standing in his backyard telling him they were betrothed. "This is insane," he said aloud. Trina smiled sadly. "Only if you don't remember what we shared." Nathan's heart twisted. He did remember her laughter, the way she listened to him like he mattered, her stories about a galaxy filled with beauty and danger, and now she was back. "I need to sit down," he muttered. "You may," Trina said. "But please consider this not an obligation, but an invitation." "To what?" he asked. Her silver eyes glowed softly in the dark. to something extraordinary. The night was quiet again, the hum of her ship fading into a peaceful silence. Nathan turned and walked inside, not knowing that nothing in his life would ever be normal again. He'd just been claimed by the stars. 3 days after the most surreal birthday in human history, Nathan stood barefoot in his kitchen at 6 a.m., blinking at the coffee machine like it had betrayed him. Outside the window, what used to be the guest house now pulsed with an otherworldly glow. It looked like something between a luxury retreat and a high-tech alien spa, humming softly, almost breathing. Trina had moved in officially, she said, to begin the cultural immersion phase. His phone buzzed on the counter, a text from his boss. Still need the Johnson project by Friday. Hope your family emergency is resolved. If only Brad knew the emergency involved a glowing alien. Woman claiming courtship rights based on childhood promises and interstellar legal contracts. Nathan. Trina's voice called from across the yard, melodic and way too cheerful for dawn. Are you ready for your first session? He sighed, grabbed his coffee, and stepped outside into the dew. Trina stood near the entrance of the transformed guest house, dressed in flowing garments that changed color with the light blues and silvers, blending perfectly with her violet skin. Her silver eyes brightened when she saw him. "Morn, Callan," she greeted, bowing slightly. "Morning to you too," Nathan mumbled, then hesitated. "Wait, did I just wish you a good bowel movement?" Trina's laugh chimed through the air. "Your pronunciation is improving." That was only mildly inappropriate. "Progress," Nathan muttered, and followed her inside. The room beyond the door was unrecognizable. Gone was the dusty bed and folded futon. Now, smooth walls shimmered like liquid glass, surfaces adjusting as he walked. The lights adjusted automatically to his presence. It smelled faintly of something like ozone and lavender. "We'll start with a light breakfast," Trina said, guiding him toward a table that molded itself to accommodate him. Traditional Ziperian cuisine. On the plate in front of him sat something that looked like purple scrambled eggs and geometrically perfect fruit slices. "I'm both hungry and terrified," Nathan said. Trina took a seat opposite him, her movements always elegant, like gravity worked differently around her. It's high in protein and memory-enhancing compounds. Nathan picked up a fork. The eggs wiggled. He winced, took a bite and blinked. Vanilla, cinnamon, and a 9-volt battery. "Close enough," she replied with a smile. "Shall we begin the first compatibility exercise?" He swallowed hard, which involves bioelectric resonance calibration, she said, as if that explained everything. "We need to determine how well our systems align. I'm guessing that doesn't involve more breakfast." Trina rose and gestured to the center of the room, where a circle of cushions rose from the floor. She settled onto one, folding her legs beneath her in a way that would have required a yoga instructor and a miracle for Nathan. He joined her with less grace. "Place your hands on mine," she said gently. Nathan hesitated, then pressed his palms against hers. Her skin was warm and soft, almost too soft. "Now, breathe," she said, lowering her voice. "Match my rhythm, in through your nose, out through your mouth." He tried. It was hard to concentrate. Every inch of contact sent jolts through his nerves, like his body was trying to remember a melody it had never learned. "I can feel it," Trina whispered. "Your field is responding to mine." "Field?" he asked, eyes still closed. "Your electromagnetic signature. It's adjusting to match mine." Nathan peeked. A small floating device beside them displayed 2 outlines, one human, one alien, surrounded by pulsing lights that began syncing, blinking in tandem. "Is that good?" "Very," she said, her voice tinged with wonder. "Nathan, we're more compatible than I expected." "You sound surprised." "I am," Trina admitted. "Even among genetically matched pairs, this level of harmony is rare." He cleared his throat, shifting slightly. "So, This is what dating is like on your planet. This is what courtship is like, she corrected, smiling. Dating is less structured, more recreational. Good to know, he muttered. Her expression softened. I'm not here to pressure you, Nathan. You have every right to walk away. I know, he said. That's what makes this feel real. They sat in silence a moment, their hands still joined, the device pulsing softly beside them. Just out of curiosity, Nathan said, trying to sound casual. How long does the courtship last? Standard protocol is 1 Earth year, she said, though it may be accelerated based on exceptional compatibility. His eyebrows lifted, and were already exceptionally compatible. Trina smiled, the kind of smile that could make stars forget to shine. So far, yes. Outside, the sun rose slowly over the horizon. Inside, Nathan's heart beat in time with hers. Somewhere in the quiet, between coffee and cosmic confusion, something had begun to shift. Not just courtship, not just obligation, possibility. Nathan's mind buzzed with 1,000 thoughts as he followed Trina back into the transformed guest house. It no longer felt like a temporary residence. The walls shifted colors based on his mood. The lighting adjusted to match the time of day. Even the furniture molded to his shape the second he sat down. It wasn't just alien, it was alive in some way, and it all responded to him. So, he said, glancing at Trina, who stood by a console projecting floating alien symbols. What's next? Another meditation session. More glowing breakfast cubes. Trina turned, her silver eyes gleaming. The synchronization phase is complete. Now we move into the harmony assessments. Nathan blinked. That sounds suspiciously more intimate. She stepped closer, holding a small, shimmering object shaped like a crystal pendant. Don't worry, it's only physical, in the most respectful way. We test for emotional resonance, intellectual compatibility, and yes, biological alignment. Nathan coughed. Biological alignment? You mean like heart rate, hormone balance, temperature regulation? She said smoothly, though the faint curve of her smile suggested she understood the direction of his thoughts. Right? He muttered, definitely not thinking about anything else. She took his hand again, gently this time. You don't have to be nervous, Nathan. I know this is unfamiliar, but I won't let you feel alone in it. Her voice, calm and melodic, somehow calmed the storm in his mind. He let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. Okay, he said, let's do it. She led him into a smaller chamber inside the embassy. It was round, dimly lit, and warmer than the rest of the building. In the center floated a large circular platform made of the same shifting material as the furniture. Around the platform hovered dozens of tiny crystal-like drones, each glowing a soft blue. This is the harmony sphere, Trina explained. It reads our bodies, thoughts, and responses. During the test, it projects holographic scenarios drawn from your memories. Wait, Nathan said. It reads my mind. Not your private thoughts, she said. Only your emotional responses to stimuli. You'll be safe, and I'll be here with you. She stepped onto the platform and extended a hand. Nathan hesitated only a second before joining her. The surface underfoot was surprisingly solid, with a faint humming vibration, like a heartbeat. A chime rang out, and the crystal drones began circling them. One by one, images began to form in the air, scenes from Nathan's life. His high school graduation, a childhood birthday party, the night he watched shooting stars with his dad. Nathan flinched. How is it doing this? It's accessing your emotional memory patterns, Trina explained, her eyes soft. It's how we measure empathy and compatibility. Then, unexpectedly, the scene shifted. A much younger version of himself, maybe 7 years old, was chasing Trina around the backyard with a paper crown on his head. He was laughing, shouting, I'm gonna marry you one day, Trina. Adult Nathan groaned. Seriously? Trina smiled. It's one of my favorite memories. You didn't think I was a ridiculous kid. I thought you were brave, she said. You weren't afraid to love out loud. That's rare. The scene melted into another. Nathan, age 10, sitting beside Trina, under a blanket fort. He was crying his father had just died, and Trina was holding him. He turned away. I don't need to see this. Trina gently touched his arm. But, I do. These are the moments that shaped who you are. They matter. He met her gaze, surprised to see the raw emotion in her eyes. You stayed through all of it. I never stopped watching over you, she said softly. Even when I had to leave. The final image flickered into existence. The current Nathan, sitting on his couch, alone, staring at the ceiling in the dark. And then a new scene replaced it. Trina, arriving, the ship glowing, her stepping out to meet him. The drone lights pulsed, and a gentle tone echoed. Assessment complete. A voice intoned in a language Nathan didn't know, but somehow understood. Trina looked at him. Nathan, the system says we're perfectly harmonized. Perfectly, he echoed, feeling something deep and strange bloom in his chest. Yes, emotional, cognitive, and biological resonance at maximum compatibility. She smiled softly. I suspected, but now I know. Nathan was quiet. His whole life had been spent waiting for something he couldn't name. Maybe this was it. So, he said finally, what does that mean? For us, Trina stepped closer, her presence both powerful and tender. It means, she said, you can walk away now, and no one will stop you. But if you stay, we begin the final phase of the courtship. He swallowed hard. And what's that called? She touched his chest, just above his heart. Bonding. Nathan's heart raced as Trina's fingertips pressed lightly over his chest, her touch sending a current that was equal parts electrifying and comforting. The glow from the harmony sphere dimmed softly, but the warmth in the room remained, like the quiet promise of something new unfolding between them. This is it, Trina whispered, her silver eyes searching his. The final phase of the courtship, the bonding ceremony. Nathan swallowed hard. Final phase. That sounds permanent. In many ways, it is, she replied. But it's also a choice, a declaration that we trust one another fully, mind, body, and soul. The idea felt overwhelming, the weight of decades of alien tradition, interstellar diplomacy, and his own tangled emotions pressed down on him like a tidal wave. Yet, beneath the fear, a strange calm began to settle, as if his whole life had been preparing for this moment, without his knowing. Okay, Nathan said finally, his voice steady, though his nerves buzzed like static. I'm ready. Trina's smile was radiant, lighting up the softly glowing room. She stepped back and extended her hand. Come. Together, they moved to the center of the harmony sphere, the crystal drone swirling around them, casting, shifting patterns of light across their skin. Trina began chanting softly in her native tongue, a melodic rhythm that resonated deep inside. Nathan's chest, a shimmering veil of energy surrounded them, warm and pulsating with life. Nathan reached out instinctively and took Trina's hands in his, feeling the soft alien texture against his own skin. Close your eyes, she said. He obeyed, and the world dissolved into a kaleidoscope of memories and sensations. There, childhood laughter weaving through distant star systems, the shared hopes of a future unbound by planet or species, and the electric thrill of connection beyond words. Nathan's pulse slowed, his breathing synced with hers as the harmony sphere tracked there every heartbeat, every neurological spark. The bond was forming, weaving together two souls from different worlds into a fragile, luminous tapestry. Minutes passed, like hours. When Nathan finally opened his eyes, the glow had softened into a gentle light that filled the room with peace. Trina's silver eyes shone brighter than ever. You are mine, as I am yours. But this bond is not a cage. It is a promise. To protect, to nurture, and to grow. Nathan smiled, the weight on his shoulders lifting. I promise. To choose you every day. Not because I have to, but because I want to. The room hummed in response, a soft chorus of alien harmonies, echoing their vows. Outside, in the quiet suburb where his life had once seemed so ordinary, the stars shimmered with newfound meaning. Nathan reached for Trina's hand and squeezed it gently. What happens now? She grinned mischievously. Now, we learn to navigate marriage, in space, on Earth, and wherever the universe takes us. Nathan laughed, feeling more alive than he had in years. I guess I'd better get used to purple breakfasts and starship politics. Trina leaned close, her voice a warm whisper. And I'll be there for every weird, wonderful moment. As their hands intertwined, Nathan knew his quiet life was gone, replaced by something infinite, unpredictable, and breathtaking. He was ready to embrace the adventure. Nathan stood at the threshold of a new life, suitcase in one hand and Trina's warm grip in the other. The night air was cool and crisp, sprinkled with stars that seemed to blink with anticipation. Behind them, his suburban home, once a place of routine and quiet, now felt like a distant memory. A gentle chapter closing as a grander story began. The sleek ship waited silently in the backyard, its surface shimmering under the moonlight. Trina's eyes sparkled with excitement and something deeper, hope, perhaps, or the comfort of finally finding her mate. Ready? She asked softly. Nathan smiled, his nerves tempered by the warmth spreading through his chest. As ready as I'll ever be. The boarding ramp extended smoothly, welcoming them into a world of soft ambient lights and smooth curves. Inside, the ship hummed with life, every surface glowing faintly like bioluminescent skin. It was both alien and inviting, a home he was just beginning to understand. As the engines thrummed to life, Nathan looked back at Earth, the place that had shaped him but no longer held all the answers. He was no longer just Nathan Williams, the programmer from Ohio. He was now a husband, an ambassador bridging to worlds. Trina slid her hand into his, her touch steadying. We'll visit 3 star systems on our honeymoon. A journey of discovery, not just for us, but for our people. Nathan laughed softly. 3 star systems, huh? I guess I better learn to love alien cuisine. She smiled. And I will learn what makes Earth home to you. The days that followed were filled with wonder and challenge. They navigated strange planets with bioluminescent forests and cities floating on gas clouds. Nathan marveled at the diversity of life and culture beyond his wildest dreams. Trina guided him with grace, their bond deepening with each shared experience. But it wasn't just exploration, it was partnership. They learned to communicate beyond words, to understand each other's fears and dreams. Nathan showed Trina the little joys of Earth, the taste of a simple apple, the sound of rain on a roof, the comfort of a warm blanket. Trina shared stories of distant stars, the delicate dance of her people's politics, and the ancient rituals that shaped their lives. Together, they forged a new path, one where humanity and alien kind could learn, love, and grow, side by side. One night, as they floated silently among the stars, Nathan turned to Trina. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if we never met? Her eyes softened. I think the universe always finds a way to bring us together, whether as friends, allies, or more. He squeezed her hand gently. I'm glad it found me. Under the vast cosmic sky, 2 souls from different worlds intertwined, not by duty, but by choice. A new beginning, written among the stars. The end.